Now in 4 News Now, a nationwide protest against U.S. support for Israel. We are live with why protesters in Spokane want the city council to pass a new resolution.
The wind is picking up and it's bringing cooler weather with it. I'll show you how cool it's going to get and the chances of rain in your first alert forecast.
Plus, cleaning up debris left from the Gray Fire from a popular fishing spot. The damage still there, and when families can once again enjoy the lake. You're watching 4 News Now at 6. And we begin with breaking news tonight. The Kootenai County Sheriff's Office is searching for a missing 3-year-old. Her name is Cassidy Shannon. She disappeared around 3:15 this afternoon in the Coeur d'Alene National Forest. She was last seen near Forest Service Roads 413 and 434. This is what we know about her so far. Cassidy is about 3 feet tall. She has blonde hair and blue eyes, and she was last seen wearing a pink long sleeve shirt and khaki pants. Right now, the K-9 units are being used to track her down. Anyone with information, if you've seen her, call 911.
Also breaking tonight, the U.S. Supreme Court is allowing Idaho to temporarily enforce its ban on gender-affirming care for transgender youth. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Derek Dice.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. The Supreme Court ruled the law, which makes it illegal for doctors to provide gender transition care to minors, can go into effect, but cannot be applied to the 2 plaintiffs who are suing the state. 2 transgender girls say the law is unconstitutional. In December, a lower court ruled Idaho could not enforce the law while the case worked its way through the court system. The Supreme Court said that court's decision was too broad and sent it back to the district court. Idaho Attorney General Raul Labrador applauded today's decision.
These 23 states have passed similar laws, most of which are being challenged in court. A federal judge recently struck down Arkansas's ban, calling it unconstitutional. Gender-affirming care for youth is supported by every major medical organization, including the American Medical Association, the American Academy of Pediatrics, and the American Psychiatric Association.
From Palestine to the Philippines! Palestine to the Philippines!
People are outside of Spokane City Hall right now protesting in support of Palestine. Today's protest is part of a national strike for Gaza set up by the Strike for Gaza Coalition.
That coalition is made up of national Palestinian and Muslim organizations that stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people. Marissa Rio is at City Hall tonight, and she shares more about the protest.
That's right, Derek and Kirsten. Spokane's Party for Socialism and Liberation organized this protest here locally. There were just quite a few protesters behind me, but they've now all gone inside to the city council meeting. In a press release, the strike called on people to not go to school, not go to work, and to not spend money as a demonstration in support of Palestine. PSL also organized a protest in October when City Council publicly supported Israel. Several people who weren't affiliated with the group also showed up in solidarity with Palestine, some holding signs that read "No War." And today, a similar protest, but one PSL member said holding the strike on tax day holds a more significant meaning.
When people are paying into the billions of dollars that the United States uses to finance wars around the world, it's a particularly significant day for people to, not go to work, to not shop, to not use their banks.
And to end today's strike, people in Spokane gathered in front of City Hall, all sharing a similar goal.
The purpose of the strike is to do something concrete that brings pressure upon the system, that lets people know that people are concerned about what's going on in Gaza, that the genocide is unacceptable, and that we're tired of it. The people in Gaza are dying in tens of thousands.
And the reason they chose to gather in front of City Hall? To demand that city council members pass a ceasefire resolution, something one city council member said he opposes.
Because obviously what we saw on October 7th was one of the most brutal and horrific attacks I've ever seen in my life. And that sort of evil, there's no moral equivalence to that. And so anybody who wants to draw one, I think, is intellectually dishonest.
Total support of Israel is something Brookbank told 4 News Now is not justifiable. Brookbank said he specifically calls on city council members Lily Navarrete and Paul Dillon to take a stance since they didn't have the opportunity to vote on the original bill. It should be noted that in January, city council members did pass another resolution that expressed its desire to stand up against hate, anti-Semitism, and Islamophobia. Reporting live in Spokane, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
Over on the west side of the state, pro-Palestinian protesters blocked the road to arrivals and departures at SeaTac Airport. Some travelers decided to walk along that road in hopes of making it to their flights on time.
Well, the wind is going to be picking up tonight and blowing away our beautiful 70-degree weather.
And besides that cooler weather, it could also be bringing in some rain. Let's send it over to Chris Crocker with a look at your first alert forecast.
Well, that's right. We have the clouds in place right now. Here's a look over the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena right now. A little bit of blue sky there, and we do have gusty winds, 30-mile-per-hour gusts in Spokane Valley right now, 23-mile-per-hour gusts in Pullman. Our gusts have died down briefly out at the airport in Spokane, but still sustained winds at 17 miles per hour. And these winds will continue overnight with wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour. Here's a look at that forecast, keeping the windy conditions going until tomorrow night. Or tomorrow morning, rather. Here's 8 a.m. Tuesday. We'll see breezy conditions through the day on Tuesday. Not as windy as what we have been experiencing this evening. Here's 4 p.m. and then things will start to die down as we get into tomorrow evening. Meanwhile, our temperatures are already starting to drop. Right now, it's 61 in Spokane. This time yesterday, we were in the mid to upper 70s, 77 the high temperature. It's 56 in Coeur d'Alene, 59 degrees in Sandpoint right now, and 52 in Pullman. Tomorrow's high temperature running below average, 52 degrees for a high, 57 is our average high with a mix of sun and clouds. Might see an afternoon sprinkle in Spokane. I'll be back in just a few minutes to show you where we have a better chance to see some wet weather in your 7-day forecast. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. Well, 5 Gonzaga students are dealing with a major mess after a fire in their rental house. Firefighters were called to the 2-story home on Augusta Avenue in the Logan neighborhood right around noon today. They found smoke building upstairs inside of the walls. Crews cut out part of the roof to get ventilation, and that's when you can see flames and smoke began to billow. Firefighters say there was a decent amount of damage upstairs, and they believe the cause may be electrical.
Well, if you were in the area of the KOA campground off of Barker and Euclid in Spokane Valley this morning, you might have noticed a pretty heavy law enforcement presence there. Sheriff's deputies and Spokane Valley Police were there to take a man wanted for domestic violence. The sheriff's office says he wouldn't surrender until he secured his cabin, and deputies looked on as he boarded up the windows. Eventually, he surrendered peacefully.
A little more than a month ago, Dan Monson was told his contract with Long Beach State would not be renewed.
And today he was introduced as the newest head coach at Eastern Washington University. Alex Crescenti was at that press conference today. And Alex, Monson wants to continue coaching for many years, but he had no such guarantees just a few weeks ago.
No, ironically, Long Beach State let Monson walk, and then he went on to have one of his best postseason runs ever as a head coach. But for Eastern Washington, they're going to reap the benefits of this situation. Monson is not only the right fit for the program, but he comes in at the perfect time. The 62-year-old head coach has only been at 4 programs over the last 40 years and has been to the postseason on 12 separate occasions, 4 of those being the NCAA tournament. So he's accomplished just about everything there is to in this profession. But Monson made it a point to say he's not here to retire. In fact, he wants to build a legacy in Cheney, and adds he didn't have to coach again, but wanted to, and was able to use the last month to reflect on what's important to him.
When the season ended, I knew afterwards that I needed to be with the team still. It keeps me young. It keeps me, in the morning excited to go out, and I'm competitive. I was sure that I wasn't done this year, and yet there's not a lot of jobs still open out there, and they took a chance on me, and I'm gonna not let them down. We're gonna get this thing not just where we are now in a good spot. We're gonna go to a great spot from here.
And of course, with Monson returning to the same county as his old team, there's going to be a lot of questions about Gonzaga coming up. And coming up a bit later on, we're going to show you what he had to say about the possibility of the Eags and Zags playing in the future. Derek, Kirsten, I'll send it back over to you.
That's what we're all wondering. All right, thanks, Alex. Well, nationwide, Americans are losing $6 billion a year to cryptocurrency scams.
And the Inland Northwest has already seen several victims fall prey to them. Detective Tim Schwering of the Spokane Police Department's Criminal Intelligence Unit spends a lot of time doing presentations to help you spot these scams and avoid becoming the next victim. These scams often start as a text message or an email from a stranger just looking to get a response from you. After building a relationship over time, the scammers then ask you to send them cryptocurrency. Detective Schwering says one woman in Spokane lost her entire life savings through a crypto scam.
She had, well over $350,000, and that's all gone. But we have cases, again, $250,000, $500,000, people losing their life savings to these types of scams.
We'll tell you why police can't help you get your money back if you send cryptocurrency and the red flags you should be watching out for in my special report. That's tomorrow, right here on 4 News Now at 6.
Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown wants to use part of her $192 million levy toward community resilience projects. Coming up, how these projects are meant to help families during the winter and wildfire seasons.
And the clearing debris left behind by the Gray Fire at one popular fishing spot. How the access point is being restored next on 4 News Now.
Connect with 4 News Now on KXLY+.
For 27 years, our promise has been to save you green.
This year, make your home more energy efficient and beautiful with McVey Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. Did you know McVey Brothers sells the popular Coeur d'Alene windows? And last year, the 6000 Window and Door Series won the prestigious Energy Star Efficiency Award. Well, right now, when you purchase a 6000 Series window, we'll match your energy rebate up to $10 per square foot. Plus, give you $500 off any roof you add to the job. At McVey Brothers, we're always working for you.
With Fargo, the new virtual assistant from Wells Fargo, you can pick up the tab even when you forget your wallet. I got this.
Fargo, send Kaz $145 to Zelle.
Smooth. Want faster, easier banking? You can with Wells Fargo. What else can Fargo do?
Oh, come on.
Fargo lets you do this.
Fargo, turn off my debit card. I found it. I found my card.
And also this.
Fargo, turn on my debit card.
Do you, Fargo? You can with Wells Fargo.
Going on right now for a limited time. Get 1.9% financing for 72 months on select F-150s. Wendell Ford at the Y on North Division. Drive for generations.
UFCW 2000 is building a union that fights to make sure that essential workers get better wages, respect on the job, and a safe workplace.
Our union believes it's time for the employers to do the right thing and provide the kind of wages, benefits, and schedules that improve both employee services and company commitment.
It's a win-win. The company has skilled workers long-term, and it strengthens families and the community they live, shop, and work in. And isn't that what every American worker deserves?
Join STCU Best of Broadway for classic comedies, family favorites, and blockbuster hits live at First Interstate Center for the Arts. Season tickets include Stephen Sondheim's smash hit musical comedy Company, Funny Girl, the hit Broadway show with one of the greatest musical scores of all time, hilarious fan favorite Beetlejuice, feel-good celebration Mamma Mia, and the multi-Tony Award-winning new musical MJ. Order season tickets to reserve your seats now at BroadwaySpokane.com.
All right, we have some breaking news from the Kootenai County Sheriff's Office.
The Sheriff's Office now saying the missing toddler we told you about at the beginning of this newscast has been found safe, and the Sheriff's Office is thanking everyone for sharing that information and helping them in their search. Well, the Medical Lake community was devastated by the raging Gray wildfire in late August. The fire destroyed homes and businesses and also wiped out public amenities, including the popular West Medical Lake water access.
In an effort to clean up the mess left behind, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife will be closing that area starting April 29th. Take a look at your screen here. The southern tip of the lake off of West Fancher Road will be the area closed until May 10th. Hunter Bertram spoke with the Department of Fish and Wildlife, which is looking into its efforts to restore the lake.
Here at the West Medical Lake Water Access, you normally can't just sneak on in and walk through the fences, but that's not the case following the devastating wildfires in August. Take a look at this. Here's a photo of the water access before the fires, filled with cars and people. It had been a pristine trout fishing spot for anglers, but is now a heap of debris and the memory of a challenging moment for the community.
I mean, I'd much rather look at green trees than scorched earth, but you know, a lot of people just want to get outside.
Getting outside, especially as we're only a few weeks away from the trout fishing opener. Yet only 2 days after it, this trout-stocked lake will be closed, and anglers will need to stock up on their trout elsewhere.
There's a whole suite of lakes, Clear Lake, Badger Lake, Williams Lake. They're all managed the same as West Medical, and they're all just a skip away. So
during the closure, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife will focus on removing nearly 1,100 feet of damaged fencing and concrete posts. Additionally, they will remove damaged signs, installing a new gangway to the boarding float, and dispose of organic material from the on-site toilets. And of course, they will work on removing those burned trees that clutter the views of the blue water with its black charcoal bark.
Main thing is safety for the public. Especially out here at West Medical Lake and Medical Lake. They're both very popular areas. The public, we want to keep them safe.
The closure won't last long as it's only slated for a few weeks, opening again May 10th. Randy saying it gives them just enough time to make it the best it can be for the summer. In Medical Lake, Hunter Bertram, 4 News Now.
It is a windy evening across the inland northwest, and that will continue to be the case right into the overnight. Your evening forecast, expect partly cloudy skies, temperatures in the 50s through about 9 o'clock. We're heading into the 40s by 11, and we have some chilly nights ahead in the 7-day forecast. I'll tell you about it after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Findlay Downtown Toyota.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Elegance, style, quality, custom made for your project. Agalite shower doors and bath enclosures by River City Glass are designed for a lifetime of use. Timeless beauty that speaks for itself with superior quality and exceptional value. Offering exquisite custom wine room enclosures and office room glass, specializing in custom mirrors crafted to fit your space. Producing high-performance glass for every project, residential and commercial. River City Glass.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
You work hard for your money, and now you can get money back on state taxes you already paid with the Washington State Working Families Tax Credit. Visit workingfamiliescredit.wa.gov.
The Honda you want is here, so drive in the moment with the versatile CR-V or Accord. Both named a Car and Driver 10 Best. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2023 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
So what do you think about these?
We're going to take everything.
From design and products to removal and installation, Rebath is with you through every step of your remodel. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
It is 56 degrees and mostly cloudy right now in Coeur d'Alene, 61 in Spokane with mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures still seasonable, even a little bit above average, but a far cry from the 70s over a gorgeous weekend. But here are 4 things to know about your weather. It is going to be a windy night with wind gusts up to 35 miles per hour around the Spokane and Coeur d'Alene area. Tuesday, winds will die down a little bit, but it's still going to be a breezy day and cooler with highs running about 5 degrees below average. A few showers possible. I'll show you the computer model in just a moment. And then we're back to sunshine Thursday and Friday. No sign of the 70s in the short-term or long-term forecast, but hopefully you enjoyed them while you had them. Here's a look at wind gusts around the region right now, and we're getting a little bit of a break from those gusty winds in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene. They'll be back, but right now in Ritzville, 27-mile-per-hour gusts, 23-mile-per-hour gusts in Pullman, and 60-mile-per-hour gusts in the Sandpoint area. Sustained winds tonight we'll be looking at 19-mile-per-hour winds at 1 a.m. That's when our winds are going to be the strongest, and then they'll start to taper off by 5 o'clock tomorrow morning. Sustained winds at 11 miles per hour, and our gusts will be in the 25-mile-per-hour range on Tuesday, so a little bit calmer. Skies will clear by tomorrow morning. Expect sunshine to start the day over much of the region. Few clouds down on the Palouse, the LC Valley, and in the central panhandle. Then as we get into the afternoon, we'll see those clouds increasing and the chance of showers. Here's Tuesday evening at 6 o'clock. Showers in North Idaho and extreme northeastern Washington. You see some blue on there. Our snow level dropping with snow in the mountains. Then we'll keep the chance of showers going mainly in North Idaho through the overnight. Here's Wednesday at 8 a.m. with some snow in the central and southern portions of the panhandle. Possibility of a few showers in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, but any precipitation that we do get will be very, very light. Tomorrow morning's lows, with the help of the wind, will stay a little bit warmer. We'll be in the mid-30s. But that will not be the case for long. High temperatures tomorrow will be in the 40s and lower 50s, again running about 5 degrees below average. And then as those winds die down, our temperatures will be allowed to drop down to freezing for the next several nights. So if you do have some tender plants already going outside, take precautions, either bring them into the garage or cover them up. Sunday, a slight chance of showers, and then we're warming up for Earth Day, 64 degrees with sunshine, just a slight chance of showers in terms of measurable rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Kirsten.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Well, it's tax day, meaning you have until the end of the day to file your 2023 tax return. Unless you live in Spokane and Whitman counties, you have until June 17th to file following the disaster declaration from the Gray and Oregon Road fires last summer.
For everyone else, if you need extra time to file, we've got you covered. CNN's Ivan Rodriguez explains what you can do to avoid being penalized.
Tax day is here, and if you haven't filed yet, you're not alone. But experts say if you haven't started, you may actually want to wait.
Haste makes waste. And when we rush to do things, that's when mistakes can happen. Mistakes will either cost you refunds, tax dollars, or may cause you problems from the IRS later.
Tom O'Sabin with the National Association of Tax Professionals recommends filing a 6-month extension by midnight to give you and your tax preparer the opportunity to prepare it correctly. But in order to avoid mounting penalties, O'Sabin advises it's best to send a payment to the IRS before the deadline that best approximates what you think is due. Taking a look at last year's tax return could help.
If you owe money and you don't have that postmark today, the IRS is going to charge you interest and, failure to pay penalties that are going to start assessing tomorrow.
If you're afraid you can't pay, O'Sabin says filing is still critical.
The IRS wants to work with you to get your tax obligations satisfied. And in doing that, the first thing they've got to have is the tax return.
And for those late filers who are due a refund, there are no penalties for missing the deadline and possibly some benefits.
You can wait up to 3 years after the original due date to file your return. And not only will the IRS give you your refund, they'll pay you interest on that refund.
But make sure you file before the 3 years is up. Otherwise, you forfeit your refund. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Still ahead, an invisible danger may be in your home. Coming up, how to test for the radioactive gas that's been linked to lung cancer.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the TurboMax engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,000 total value on Silverado LTZ and High Country models when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Or during Chevy truck season, get as low as 0.9% financing in all 2024 Silverado 1500 pickups.
See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
It's that time of year to book your roofing project now, before the summer rush hits. At McVeigh Brothers Roofing, Siding, and Windows. And when you purchase a new CertainTeed roof today, you'll get a 5-star lifetime material and labor warranty upgrade for free.
Welcome to Move Fitness.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Sign up now with no enrollment fee.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Matt Gray with 4 News Now. For families with teens and young adults, here are some tips that can teach them more about money management.
Talk with your teen about what will happen when they start earning money at a job. Discuss what gross pay versus net pay is, and talk through why some money is taken out and what it goes towards. Work on a budget planner so they can figure out a good balance of what should go into a spending account and what should go towards savings.
There are lots of great ways to teach your kids about money. For more tips, go to becu.org.
A lot of my friends were overdosing, and we didn't know why. And little we knew, it was fentanyl. Last year I got caught up and went to prison. I really think addiction is a disease because it gets in your head. Every day is hard, but I have good strength. Other people give me strength by being there for me, not judging me. One word can change the story. My word is strength.
Considering a new air conditioner? Before you commit, call Bill's Heating and AC. We're elevating efficiency and savings by matching heat pump prices to any local air conditioner quotes and setting a new standard for comfort. Why heat pumps? Similar to ACs, they offer high efficiencies to heat and cool your home for a lower cost. And with the purchase of qualifying equipment, you may be eligible to receive a 25C tax credit of up to $3,200. Don't miss out. Call Bill's Heating and AC for your free quote now.
4 News Now is brought to you by Spokane Tribe Casino.
Welcome back. Around the nation now, jury selection for former President Donald Trump's first criminal trial started today in Manhattan.
This case stems from payments made to adult film star Stormy Daniels during the 2016 campaign. ABC's Christine Cordero has the story.
Today, former President Donald Trump took his seat in court, one no president ever has, as a criminal defendant. After leaving Trump Tower, his motorcade weaved through the streets of Manhattan to arrive at this intersection of American history around 9:30 a.m. In the halls outside the courtroom, he shared a brief statement consistent with one he's echoed for months.
This is about election interference. That's all it's about. Thank you very much.
Trump is charged with falsifying business records to conceal a hush money payment through his attorney at the time, Michael Cohen, to adult film actress Stormy Daniels, who has alleged an affair that Trump has long denied.
The defendant claimed that he was paying Michael Cohen for legal services performed in 2017. This simply was not true.
Trump has pleaded not guilty and denies any wrongdoing. The trial is expected to be in session 4 days a week for roughly 6 weeks. He'll go back and forth between the courtroom and the campaign trail, today reiterating his claims the two are connected.
This is really an attack on a political opponent.
A jury of 12 people will ultimately decide whether to convict or acquit a U.S. president of a crime for the first time ever.
Right now, he's sitting in the room with these jurors as they're asked questions. They'll be asked questions by the judge. The lawyers are also allowed to ask follow-ups. So at the very least, this could take a week.
Prosecutors are expected to center their case on the testimony of Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen. Also expected to take the stand, Stormy Daniels.
And I relish the day that I get to face him and speak my truth.
And Trump himself, who says he plans to testify. The first batch of potential jurors had 96 people. Of those, more than half were excused from service when they identified they cannot be fair or impartial. Court is scheduled to be in session from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. every weekday, except Wednesdays. Christiane Cordero, ABC News, New York.
Well, Spokane Mayor Lisa Brown wants to use part of a proposed $192 million levy to help people during wildfires. How the money will be used after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Yeah, I'm a little over my head here.
We can certainly take care of that for you. When you're looking for a company that's noteworthy, look no further.
Call your friends at Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing and spend your time doing more important things.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jeffrey Lyman. I'm an orthopedic surgeon and my entire practice is dedicated to taking care of patients with knee problems. From ACL and meniscus tears to total knee replacements, I want to make sure you're ready for life's adventures. I'm here to help you master your knee pain and regain your active lifestyle. Visit me at the Orthopedic Sports Institute's new state-of-the-art surgery center in Hayden. Ready to take the first step? Call for a consultation today and let me help guide you to a pain-free future.
Call or click today and set up your consultation with Orthopedic Sports Institute.
What can we make for you today? From the Sweet Palace in Phillipsburg, Montana.
Choosing countertops is one of the biggest decisions that you make during a kitchen remodel, and my husband and I thought that we would have to go to Seattle to find what we wanted. A friend recommended that we try Granite Concepts in Lewiston, and the people at Granite Concepts were amazing. They were friendly and straightforward and helped us find exactly the countertops that we wanted.
Granite Concepts. Beauty set in stone.
Next ET.
I'm Hoda.
And I'm Jenna.
That's what we're going to do.
We're spilling the ET.
Our exclusive in the Big Easy.
Hey, ET. No, we're on to you.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
What if getting older actually meant looking better, loving better, feeling better, and even being better with money? Well, tomorrow, see how 50 is the new 20. Plus, Huey Lewis with an epic throwback performance on Good Morning America.
Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
Proposed community resiliency hubs could be set up throughout Spokane for anyone looking for a safe place during extreme weather.
It's something Mayor Lisa Brown is including in her $192 million public safety levy. Bronte Sorotsky joins us in studio now with the details.
Well, wildfire smoke affects people living in Spokane every year, and it's only getting worse. These hubs would give people a chance to escape it who might not have anywhere else to go.
We're going to have to identify how we fund spaces for heating, cooling, warming, whatever it is.
The inland Northwest has its fair share of intense weather, from catastrophic wildfires to frigid winter temperatures. Mayor Lisa Brown's office says it's working on ways to keep people safe from it all.
We are looking at ways that we can work with community partners.
And they're trying to do this with a $192 million levy, 1/3 of which would go toward new developments for the city, like neighborhood resource officers, expanding the Office of Emergency Management, and resiliency hubs. So what is a resiliency hub?
Places where people can go when we have heat, when we have smoke, that they can escape those.
There would be 3, one in each council district. The reason the city wants to expand its emergency response?
So this is something that happens every year. It needs to be part of our structure.
In addition to these hubs, this levy would bring in an expansion of the city's emergency management department, which currently only consists of 1 person.
It is kind of the national standard that you have at least a minimum of 2 people.
Even with the city's need, the question remains, would Spokane voters approve a levy this big? The mayor's office is still working on this levy proposal, and it still needs council approval to get onto the August ballot. For more of our coverage on this proposed levy, head over to our website, KXLY.com. Live in studio, Bronte Sorotsky, 4 News Now.
It is a breezy evening in the inland Northwest. You could see the flag there at the pavilion flapping in the breeze. Some clouds, but those clouds will actually be clearing. The winds are going to be sticking with us. Here's a look at our forecast wind gusts starting off at 7 o'clock tonight, and many locations seeing winds in excess of 30 miles per hour. Coeur d'Alene, Ritzville, Moses Lake, Pullman, and Lewiston. They will ease up a little bit overnight. Here's 1 a.m., but it is still a breezy overnight. Boy, if you are an allergy sufferer, you may notice that you're not feeling all that great. A lot of pollen blowing in the air after our warm weekend. 8 a.m., it is a breezy start to the day, but not as windy, and it will stay breezy until we get into tomorrow evening. Then those winds will begin dying down. Meanwhile, here's a look at your Tuesday planner. There is a slight chance of a few sprinkles in the afternoon, mainly over extreme northeastern Washington and North Idaho. We'll start the day off at 37 degrees, heading up to a high of just 52. That is a 25-degree drop from yesterday's high of 77. And we have some chilly nights ahead in the 7-day forecast. I'll tell you all about it in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. We now know the name of the woman who died in a crash on Argonne Road on Friday. Here's a photo of the crash. The Spokane County Medical Examiner says 28-year-old Amanda Fuller was driving south on Argonne Road when she crossed over the center line and hit a pickup truck head-on. The sheriff's office says Fuller was pronounced dead at the scene. The Spokane County Sheriff's Office said the man driving the truck was taken to the hospital with severe but non-life-threatening injuries.
The Biden administration's new updated FAFSA form may now only take about 20 minutes to fill out, but thanks to technical issues and glitches, it's taking months for students to hear back on their financial aid packages.
Issues with the FAFSA highlight some of the long-standing problems students in Washington face when dealing with higher education, especially for first-generation students. Washington ranked 47th for FAFSA completion last year, despite ranking in the top 5 states in 2021 to 2022 school year for the amount of need-based aid offered to full-time students. So according to the FAFSA tracker, as of March 29th, 22% of Washington seniors and 23% of Idaho seniors have completed this year's form. Some of the reasons why students aren't filling out the form include fear over sharing parents' tax information, fear of going into debt, and language barriers. To see what the Moses Lake School District is doing to help overcome some of these barriers, head to KXLY.com.
Well, it's often recognized as a smoker's disease, but the CDC says up to 40,000 lung cancers each year are diagnosed in people who have never smoked or in those who were light smokers.
And researchers believe secondhand smoke is a major contributor. They also believe there may be something else lurking in your home that could make you sick. CNN's Mandy Gaither explains.
In 2018, Chastity Harney was at school when this teacher says she felt a sharp pain in her chest.
When I took a deep breath in, it was excruciating.
The pain was better the next day, but Harney's doctor scheduled a CT scan. She says the results were shocking.
When I walked in her office, there was a chair pulled out and a box of tissues, and so I'm thinking, okay. And she said, there's no easy way to tell you this, but you have 2 pretty good sized tumors, mass on your left lung.
Harney was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, but she says she's never smoked. Her doctors suspect it was caused by a radioactive gas called radon that can seep into homes and buildings through the soil.
I had no idea what radon was. I never heard radon before.
Researchers estimate nearly 3,000 lung cancer cases in the U.S. are linked to radon.
If you have lungs, you can get lung cancer.
Harney's Dr. David Carbone with the Ohio State University Comprehensive Cancer Center says it's important to test for radon in your home. You can get a kit from a state radon office, hire a qualified radon tester, or buy a kit from a hardware store.
So the EPA recommends for sure mitigating to a level below 4 picocuries, but they suggest below 2.
If you have symptoms like chronic cough or shortness of breath, be aware and talk to a doctor. Harney says she was given 6 months to live, but with targeted therapy, she's beaten the odds, surviving this incurable disease for years.
My journey's not over yet, and God continues to use me.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, the CDC says radon can build up in the air in any home or building, with the EPA recommending fixing your home if radon levels are above 4 picocuries per liter of air. A picocurie is a common unit for measuring the amount of radioactivity. And high levels of radon are not a new problem here in the Northwest. Take a look at this map from the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare. The areas shaded in dark red are areas where more than 50% of radon tests came back at over 3.9 picocuries.
And according to radon.org, the average indoor radon level in Spokane County is 7.3 picocuries. So what can you do if you have high radon levels in your home? The CDC says you can hire a licensed professional to install a radon reduction system in your home, seal cracks in floors and walls to try and prevent more radon from seeping into your home. The department also suggests increasing airflow in your house, but it's important to note that this method is only temporary as a strategy to reduce radon. Well, we have much more coming up tonight at 6:30.
Including why some longtime residents say they don't want a new mountain bike park to be built just outside of Sandpoint. And crews will soon start resurfacing a 14-mile stretch of the Centennial Trail. When is expected to reopen? Coming up after the break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Mainstream Electric Heating, Cooling, Plumbing.
38 Specials Timeless Southern Rock Hits live at Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, April 18th. Get your tickets now for one of rock and roll's biggest all-time bands.
It's a parent, not me.
Nice going, Lou. Nothing like a little confidence boost to help ease you back into the dating scene. That includes having a smile you feel good about. Fortunately, Aspen Dental specializes in dentures and implants made just for you. And with flexible financing, you don't need to sacrifice quality work for a price that fits your budget at $0 down plus 0% interest if paid in full in 18 months. Helping our patients put their best smile forward. It's one more way Aspen Dental is in your corner.
If you've been thinking about remodeling your kitchen or upgrading a bathroom with a fun new look, right now is the perfect time to call Northwest Granite and Cabinets.
Northwest Granite and Cabinets is the premier shop for the best selection of unique granite, marble, and quartz countertop options and can customize any unique look you need with a variety of options for any room in your home.
So, if you're looking to give your home a fresh new look this year, call Northwest Granite, the one-stop shop that does it all.
Hello, I'm Mark Peterson. It's that time of year again when Washington Trust Bank helps you dispose of your sensitive documents and protect your identity with 4 easy steps. First, drive to one of their 6 participating drive-through locations. Second, fill your seal and shred bag with the documents that you want to destroy. Third, secure the seal and shred bag. Then drop off your bag at Debris where they will destroy your documents in their secure space. Shred Day is Friday, April 19th. Pick up your shred and seal bag at one of their 6 locations while supplies last.
Damn straight. Scotty McCreery is spreading his fresh take throwback country to Coeur d'Alene Casino Thursday, May 2nd. Get your tickets now for one of country music's biggest stars.
Winning is just the beginning.
Trump on trial. Next, Inside Edition. The Melania Factor. How will the former First Lady react when Stormy Daniels takes the stand at the hush money trial?
I think it's more of a personal embarrassment to her.
What her former top aide is saying. Then, O.J. Simpson. Did he really hum along to a song about his ex-wife's murder? Next, Inside Edition. Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
Well, a North Idaho community is fighting to prevent the development of a mountain bike park. In tonight's Story Tracker, the 170-acre park would be built just outside of Sandpoint in Sagal.
People in the area say the park will disrupt the area's peace and quiet.
I grew up here. I'm a native, and I'm just seeing it just totally being taken over and being citified.
People there are also saying that they have public safety concerns, including corrosion and the risk of fire on the unkept hillside. The owners, though, say that will not be the case.
I don't think it's true at all. I think that
the mountain bike crowd tends to care about nature and the environment, so yeah, I believe that it'll fit perfectly within the community.
Well, Jennifer and Scott, who you just heard from, plan to run the park as a family business along with their 2 sons. The Park Panhandle Bike Ranch is set to break ground on May 1st.
All right, I know we had temperatures in the 70s over the weekend, but we're going to say it again. Mother's Day, people. That's when you should start the planting.
I know. Chris has a pretty definitive schedule with all of the flowers, and I know my in-laws love all of their tomato plants.
Oh, yeah.
And we love them too.
Well, and one of the reasons I have to keep saying it over and over is because at my own house, I have to fight the gardeners about no, not yet. Although with a temperature like this morning at 45 degrees, you might be tempted. And our average high is well above freezing at 37. Although you want to make sure that we're staying above 36 on a regular basis before you do a lot of planting. Look at our record for today, 26, set back in 1890. Now, overnight lows tonight will be cooler than they were last night by almost 10 degrees, 36 in Spokane, 37 degrees in Coeur d'Alene, but we'll be down below freezing in Colville and Winthrop, 35 in Moscow and Pullman, and 44 in Lewiston. The wind helps to keep warmer air mixing down to the surface, so you can thank the breeze for those temperatures. But as we calm down, we have some cold nights ahead. Now, this white line right here is our average in the mid-30s. We're going to be down at freezing for the next 3 nights, or even possibly below. And it will be a while before we are out of the woods in terms of freezing. These are the odds by date of when we could still see a temperature of 32 degrees or colder. And by the 17th of April, there's still a 90% chance in Spokane that we're going to have a temperature of freezing or below. That goes down to 70%, but still quite high on the 26th of April. By the 2nd of May, still a little bit early. There's still a 50-50 chance that we're going to hit freezing or below. The 5th, a 40% chance. Really, we shoot for Mother's Day. Bloomsday is pushing it. Mother's Day or the 15th. And even at that, you want to check the forecast and make sure that there's not a trend toward colder than average temperatures. Meanwhile, our forecast radar will be clearing out tonight. However, with the wind, as I mentioned, that will help keep our temperatures a little bit warmer. 7 a.m. we start the day off with some sunshine, little bit of shower activity as we get into tomorrow afternoon and evening. You see some blue on there. We do have the potential for some snow mixing in with the rain early Wednesday morning in some of the valleys of North Idaho. A few hit and miss showers Wednesday. Really, our odds of wet weather in terms of accumulating precipitation are very low. In fact, 20% chance of measurable rain Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday is going to be a breezy day, not as windy as what we're seeing this evening. Sunshine Thursday and Friday. Boy, talking about gardening, we could use a timely rain somewhere in the near future, but you're going to have to settle for some sunshine later this week and only a 20% chance of showers on Sunday.
All right, that's good to point out. We're settling for sunshine. We need a little bit more rain. Thank you, Chris. Well, many are celebrating the spring season outside. Some walkers and cyclists, though, are going to find a new go-to spot.
Yeah, 14 miles of the Centennial Trail is now closed to lay new asphalt. 4 News Now's Allison Martinez explains how long the closures will last and how trail users are reacting.
I'm here at the Donkey Islands Trailhead in Millwood. Starting today, the Centennial Trail will be closed from the Washington-Idaho state line all the way through Spokane Valley into Millwood. That's 14 miles of a very popular walking and biking path that will be completely closed for several months. On any given day, you'll see crowds of people and pets enjoying the trail at Donkey Islands. For many, it's an avenue to fresh air and exercise that's become routine.
We get together every Friday to explore the trails and really enjoy them. We've been using this trail quite frequently.
On Friday, the Spokane Women's Bicycle Club headed out for one last ride. Starting today, the portion of the trail running through Spokane Valley will be closed for the season.
The project needs to be done.
It will make it wonderful.
This stretch of the trail still has its original asphalt. That means it's been mostly untouched for more than 30 years.
Most of the comments we get from folks that frequent that section of the trail, particularly the bicyclists, is it's very bumpy. So after this project, it's going to be smooth as silk.
According to Washington Parks, the goal is to be finished by Labor Day. Members of the Bicycle Club were sad to see their go-to spot close, but excited for the transformation on the way.
I'm looking forward to the results. You know, it'll be wonderful to have a smooth trail again, and the amenities, I'm sure, will be wonderful as well.
Washington Parks says the plan is to have all 14 miles of the trail closed for the entire duration of the project, though they will reassess as progress is made. For updates, you can head over to our website, KXLY.com. Reporting in Millwood, Allison Martinez, 4 News Now.
All right, the college basketball season may be over, but there is certainly no shortage of storylines to talk about.
No, Dan Monson introduced as head coach over at Eastern Washington today, and the former Gonzaga head coach, but there's a lot more Gonzaga news where that came from. That comes from the women's team, as Brina Maxwell and one of her teammates is off to the WNBA. Coming up in sports, we'll tell you where they got drafted to and what cities they're going to be calling home.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Some injury lawyers you see on TV aren't even from here. They could be in Texas, California,
or even worse, Florida.
Local representation matters.
Good luck getting attention from 1,000 miles away.
Call the advocates.
We're here for you, not way over there for you.
I think at Hospice of Spokane, it's not just a job. It's a career, but it's also a passion. Nurses, the social workers, the chaplains, the health aides, they just do a phenomenal job, and they get to know the clients. They don't come to treat just the client. They come to embrace the family as a whole.
To serve with the region's #1 hospice team, visit hospiceofspokane.org.
Going on right now for a limited time. Get 1.9% financing for 72 months on select F-150s. Wendell Ford at the Y on North Division. Drive for generations.
With local utility rebates and massive tax credits available, it's now possible to upgrade to a heat pump for less than a traditional air conditioner. Heat pumps are far more efficient than air conditioners when it comes to heating and cooling your home. Get year-round comfort with higher efficiency, all while lowering your monthly utility bills. So don't be fooled into buying outdated air conditioning technology. Upgrade to a heat pump, the smart choice for smart homeowners. Call Bill's Heating and AC today for your free estimate.
Nice work. You take card?
Can I get a check?
Sure. Let me go find one.
Thanks.
Check behind the VCR. Can I be frank? You're cutting off potential clients by not offering card payments. That's like only watching one channel.
That's fine. World War II channel.
One type of music.
Postmodern polka.
One chain.
Don't be a hater.
Try our mobile card reader.
Oh, good. You do take it.
Welcome to the future.
All right, let's power up.
Nice. 2 hands. 10 and 2. STCU business.
You know what I've learned from playing soccer? Play as a team, outwit your opponent, and never give up.
You know what I've learned from being a lawyer? Play as a team, outwit your opponent, never give up.
No wonder we work so well together.
Yeah.
4 News Now is brought to you by McVeigh Brothers.
Well, as soon as Dan Monson was announced as the next head coach of Eastern Washington, the Gonzaga connections began almost immediately, and it's honestly hard to escape. He led the program to their first Elite Eight that sparked a quarter-century NCAA tournament run that we still see today. But that was way back in 1999, and a lot has changed in college sports since then. But one thing that hasn't changed is how Monson still cares for that university, and he believes there's enough room for Eastern Washington and Gonzaga to peacefully coexist within Spokane County. That being said, he's come to Cheney to win and would love to get a shot at the Bulldogs sooner than later.
I have a problem playing Gonzaga. I want to beat Gonzaga. Okay, I don't want to just go play them. So I'm not sure we're ready for that. So I'm not going to sit here and pop off to the media. Yeah, let's go. We're going to go beat by Gonzaga. We're not at that level yet, but we want to get there. You know, we want to. We don't want to take a second seat to anybody, but we got to worry about ourselves right now. I'm so proud of that place and what they've done and what they've accomplished, and I'm happy to share the region with them. There's plenty of room for both programs. And
now, Monson wouldn't commit to playing Gonzaga next season. They're going to have to work out some financial considerations, most likely. And he said he still needs to build that team up first to get to a point where they want to be competitive. Now, switching over to the WNBA draft tonight. That just wrapped up, but a huge night for the Gonzaga Bulldogs as guard Brina Maxwell was selected with the first pick of the second round by the Chicago Sky. In 2 seasons in Spokane, she put up some huge offensive numbers, averaging almost 14 points a game, and was twice named All West Coast Conference first team. And her teammate, Kaylin Trong, also going pro. She was selected 21st overall by the Washington Mystics. Trong and her twin sister Kaylee were so instrumental in turning Gonzaga into a powerhouse over the last few years and getting them to the Sweet 16 this season. Lynn was named the 2023 WCC Player of the Year and was also an AP All-American, honorable mention during the same year. Now, so pretty exciting to see, many of the local athletes getting their shot to go pro.
I think there's a lot of people paying more attention to this WNBA draft than they maybe ever have.
Oh, definitely.
And now we have more women to root for.
Exactly.
That's so cool.
All right, Alex, thank you. Well, here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup as we head into a break.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Is your car scratched or damaged after the winter weather? Visit American Way Collision Center to get your vehicle summer ready. With over 60 years of experience, their employees make the quality difference. Come visit American Way Collision Center on Francis.
I'm Mark Peterson with the 4 News Now Extreme Team. Are you planning a home or a building remodel or repair project? Asbestos fibers may be present in roofing, insulation, flooring, ceiling textures, siding, and many other products. Whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or hiring a contractor, all parties are responsible for following the requirements. Prior to work, a survey must be done to see if asbestos is present. If it is, it must be left alone or properly removed and disposed of. Contact Spokane Clean Air for more information. For 10 years, the 4 News Now Extreme Team has been rebuilding and rejuvenating baseball fields. Is yours next? It's that time again. Go to KXOY.com and tell us why your field needs a makeover. Diamonds and Dreams, brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
When your backyard is bursting with color and beauty, you're feeling more than pride. You've got the power of the flower from the Plant Farm. The power of the flower gives you creativity, inspiration, energy, and so much more. With the helping hand of the Plant Farm, life excites and your talent knows no boundaries. Bring home the power of the flower from the Plant Farm today. Because life is better in the garden.
Come on, let's go! Anything can happen.
What's going on?
When Idol goes live.
It was perfect.
And we'll reveal the top 14.
I think you found your roar.
American Idol live tonight on ABC.
So what do you think about these?
Yeah, we're going to take...
From design and products to removal and installation, we handle the entire process to create a beautiful and functional bathroom for whatever your life needs. Rebath, with you every step of the way. Don't relocate, renovate. As your needs change, update your bathroom with aging and accessibility solutions designed to keep the space safe and stylish. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $1,500 off your complete bathroom remodel.
Is your car scratched or damaged after the winter weather? Visit American Way Collision Center to get your vehicle summer ready. With over 60 years of experience, their employees make the quality difference. Come visit American Way Collision Center on Francis.
Par, family owned since 1930. Go where the builders go.
What are you going to build?
Coming up tonight on Nightside, cleaning up debris left from the Gray Fire from a popular fishing spot, the damage, and when families can once again enjoy the lake. That's tonight at 11.
It is a breezy evening across the inland Northwest, and that is going to continue for Tuesday, and it is going to be cooler. Get the sweatshirts back out. 52 for a high and a slow warming trend, but No more 70s. I hope you got to enjoy the weekend.
I did leave the house in shorts to walk the dogs today, and I almost immediately regretted it, but I continued on.
You must prevail.
Yeah.
See you at 11.